Great. So now we have the great and wonderful Chef Terry Gatewood is on the line. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, no problem at all. Thanks for having me. I appreciate the phone call.
Oh, absolutely. So what inspired you to become a chef?
Oh, I think it was years ago. My mom always told me to get a trade, something that I always fall back on and get a degree later. So that was kind of my inspiration, to start being a chef. It's kind of like always having a job and having something to do. That was creative.
And you're really good at it. So how did you go from working at Foursquare in Durham to working for Emerald's and the Ritz?
Oh, well, it was just right place at the right time and a little bit of luck. I packed my bags and went down to Florida and started applying places in person, and I wanted to work with a really good organization, and then started with the Ritz. And then after that, worked for them for a few years and then went over to Emerald's. Both great opportunities.
Oh, wow. So did you ever get to work with Emerald?
Oh, yes. Worked with him a couple of times.
What was that like?
Oh, pretty intense. He's a really personable guy, really nice guy to get along with, and just a good opportunity to have him in the kitchen whenever he was in town.
Okay, so today on the E-Spot, we have celebrity chef Terry, who has worked as a private chef and caterer, creating a variety of menus that range from kosher to vegetarian to diabetic, to microbiotic. So tell me, what is microbiotic? I've never heard that before.
Oh, microbiotic is a diet that deals with grains. There's an institute, I think, in Massachusetts, that the Kushi Institute, that deals with grains and plant-based diets. But that's basically what I know on it, just institutes.
Oh, neat. So as a chef, what's your advice for those that do have special diets? I know K-Mac said he eats everything, but then every time I mention something, he's like, I don't like that. I don't eat that. So you just suggest people like that call ahead to give out their dietary restrictions, or you can do it whatever. You just figure it out when it happens.
Usually we'll get a preference sheet if we have guests on the yacht that are, have any type of dietary restrictions, and sometimes we don't know. So, when I say we, it's myself, but, I kind of take, everything as it comes, and, if we're having like a filet or we're having like some type of, meat dish, it's really easy to get creative with vegetables, a lot more creative than meats,
right.
To pull out something that they would enjoy that doesn't have any meat product in it.
Oh, I hear that. So what's been some of the weirdest diet restrictions you have? I remember you mentioned something about someone only ate potatoes and ketchup or something weird. I can't even remember, but it was really weird.
Yeah, it was a really weird situation. I mean, just the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. We're waiting to see someone like, that, you never know by looks or anything, but I mean, just an amazing person. You would never know that they had these restrictions, but they only ate cheese, hot sauce, bread, and potatoes.
That's it.
Really?
Wow.
That's it every day.
Every
single day. And so, like, for breakfast, they would have chopped cheese with hot sauce and chili flakes. And the husband said to me, if you think it's hot, make it hotter.
What? Was this a cultural thing, you think? Like, because I know you have so many different people from so many different places in the country. Was she from America?
Yeah, American.
That's fascinating.
You wouldn't be able to pull her out of the lineup.
Huh. Well, I guess I would. I'd find out the one with hot sauce in her bag.
Look, don't judge a person by their plate.
I will not.
Your plate can be deceiving. Trust me, I tell you. Don't judge a person by their plate. Speaking of that, I did have a question. Like, so if a person just gives, or if they give you, just say, we like sweets, or we like, we do a lot of fruit, and then everything else is just kind of left up to you. How do you create menus or create, I guess a diet plan off of just something as simple as that?
Oh, you really get to, like, first of all, like, where they're from, like the region of the state or the region of the world. You can really kind of get a hold of, like, even with portion sizes, how much or how little, or even with the courses. Typically, Americans would, want a one-course lunch and a light dessert, maybe. And then some of the European clients would want like a 3-course, light salad,
That's right.
light fish dish, and light dessert, and likewise for dinner. But it's just really out of experience and kind of challenging yourself every day to get better, because you don't want to do the same thing all the time because you're going to get bored. So it's kind of like left up to the chef to be a little bit more creative, so he doesn't get bored and he can continue to execute good food and things that people would like.
Wow. So we do this too. Is when we get chefs on, we always we do a segment actually where we talk
cooking with the sports shop.
Cooking with the sports shop.
Yeah.
I always ask this one question: if you had to give me one spice that describes you, what would it be?
Ooh.
Oh, one spice. I'd say cumin, because kind of rustic, but still carries a lot of flavor and very pungent as far as the smell is concerned. But something that you couldn't.
So are you saying you smell?
It's kind of hard to get away from.
Okay.
Sorry, I must mention he's also my first cousin, so we're like brother and sister.
Oh, I was trying to see where that was going. Okay.
I pick on him a lot.
Right.
I don't think I'm trying to think. Have you ever cooked a dish with cumin? What is it? Cumin or cumin?
Cumin.
Cumin. Okay, I got it.
No, I haven't.
Me neither. I was just
Hell,
thinking.
I don't know what it is.
It's like a yellowy colored spice, right?
It goes in.
It's a lot of.
It's it's a cumin seed.
Okay.
And then you grind it into the powder, and it goes in curries, it goes in barbecue sauces, it goes in a lot of Indian dishes, it goes in a lot of Middle Eastern dishes. Mm-hmm. It goes in a lot of North African dishes as well. Wow. But it's in curry as well, but it is such a wonderful spice, I think, that especially if you like things with a little bit of flavor, and it's not spicy or anything.
I'm gonna put some on my pork chop.
Oh, he might have something else you can put on your pork chop, because for the record, he also has his own sauce as well.
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Okay.
working with Emerald, you learn how to make stuff. So was he anyway an inspiration behind making your own sauce? Okay, 36?
No, it was a thing where I had my homemade steak sauce that I was cooking for clients on the yachts, and CEO of Tommy Hilfiger.
Wait, CEO at Tommy Hilfiger?
He said old one.
Yeah, the old CEO of Tommy Hilfiger I was cooking for. He used to be my old boss, and he said you should bottle it, and I kind of was already in the process of doing it, and so that's where it came about.
Oh, that's awesome. So
what is the most interesting dish that someone has requested for you to make that was kind of different?
That's really hard to say, because I haven't had like an outrageous request necessarily, to make anything different. Like you'll get, someone will forget to tell you to bake a cake and you have an hour to do it.
Oh, wow.
But, sometimes they'll ask for souffles.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they'll ask for, red velvet cake, or, a guitar cake has been an interesting request.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that guitar cake on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I make all my breads and English muffins and bagels if requested on board. I mean, we don't have a lot of space on board. But
it's not like you have access to a grocery store either once you're out on sea.
Sometimes, you have to go in provision store, usually maybe like 5 or 7 days, but someone can always go in if we need to.
So you're listening to the E-Spot with Camille today, and we are having Chef Terry Gatewood, who began working in yachting industry in about 2011. Since then, he's traveled the world, logged in well over 6,000 sea miles, and gained invaluable experience professionally preparing unforgettable meals.